Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Radio Free Gastonia. The internet's. I feel like I'm not 100% sure, but I think we've fallen to the 144th most influential, um, you know, uh, stream, um, which I actually don't think is that bad if you think about it. I mean, 144 out of a billion, not that bad. Anyway, I've been, our school semester is approaching, and I've been thinking about a lot of stuff. And quite frankly, the changes that have happened at the federal government policy level um, are, I would say, quite grim, um, especially for anyone who believes in a democratic citizenry having access to open and free and reliable communication. I mean, they want to get rid of NPR and CBS. I'm not, I'm sorry, PBS, because they just they've hated it ever since the Public Broadcasting Act was passed in 1967 under President Lyndon Johnson. They hate the idea that there's any autonomous source of information. Of course they do, because they rely on just totally commercially motivated, completely unreliable content that just panders to the fears and suspicions of the audience. I mean, of course they want to get rid of that. In the UK they have the BBC. I'm not going to say the BBC is the perfect institution. I have some serious problems with it. But when you look at the British columnists for all those stupid, the Telegraph, whatever, it's literally like in the Iraq-Iran war, a human wave attack of just the most disgusting, horrible people. So, I've been thinking about this, and I've been thinking about my own future, to be honest. I have tenure at a research university. You would think that comes with some protections, but as public employees in Georgia, which I'm a state employee of Georgia, we don't have many labor protections. We're not allowed to organize or have unions. We do technically have tenure, but let's see what happens with that. Meanwhile, the Corporation for Public Broadcasting is shutting down. Federal workers across the board are being stripped of union protections, which seems completely illegal to me, but we'll see how that turns out with federal courts stacked with right-wing Trump appointees. I don't know how they're allowed to do this, but federal workers who have been, covered by union protections are being stripped of them so that they can be arbitrarily fired or laid off or whatever. This is happening. I'm not making this up. It's really happening. And maybe some of my colleagues in my field who think that this won't come for them, I think really need to have a double espresso shot and wake up. What is happening here? So it makes me anxious and sad, but there are some institutional barriers in place, and I am part of a profession where almost everyone in it is a white male or female cis. So their protections probably won't be taken away just because it's just not how things work. But for me, you know, I would say I feel a little bit concerned. But I'm going to be outspoken. I mean, like I temper my language. I try to be careful about what I say about controversial public issues. But um, you know, um, I think the Grim Reaper will come for me at some point. I would put the odds of me being fired or laid off about 20%. I mean, that's a pretty good. I mean, you know, if you're a betting woman like me, um, you would say 1 to 5 odds, not that bad. But I still have a family and people. I mean, I have to take care of myself too. But like, um, I have people who depend on me that I want to take care of, and the idea of losing. I mean, I'm trying to save as much money as you possibly can um, to to deal with what might potentially happen. But like honestly, as any like ordinary working class or middle class person, um, you can save all you want, you can pinch all the pennies, but like without a regular stream of income, there's really not a lot you can do. I could go on disability, but that's really not much money. I'm just saying that like I, I I I love my job. I think I have the greatest job in the world, um, and I'm deeply committed to it. I've been doing it for 15 years. Um, but I know that could all be taken away at the push of a button, um, without any regard for any of the things I've done, or my teaching evaluations or my publications or something. Like, I mean, um, Mama didn't race like stupid, so I can see the way things are going, and it's pretty scary. Um, and for me, that means like kind of sort of doomsday uh, prepping for a circumstance where I don't have a job, and then it's like, well, then what do I do? Like, I mean, I have a certain range of options, but um, I've enjoyed having this academic career, um, and where honestly I don't have to answer to a boss or a master, really, kind of, but like not that much. I maybe need to think about what it would be like to live on half or a third of my current income um, if I have to find a new job. These are things that I think any person who's a professor in the humanities or social sciences in the United States probably should think about, and try to plan ahead. But honestly, fuck it. Like, I can't believe it's this fucking bleak. I do think things will turn at a certain point. Um, I do think Trump's election in 2024 was um, a very unique response to a cost of living crisis that we've all experienced. We go to the grocery store, everything costs twice as much as it used to be, um, and people are like barely struggling to just get by. In 2028 or, oh, gosh, I mean, God forbid, another one. Um, I do think the worm will turn, as they say. I don't think the American people really believe in all this, like, Christian fascist nonsense. And I don't think they believe in the cruelty of what they're doing with Medicaid, and almost definitely Social Security, which you should remind yourself is definitely on the chopping block. Um, I don't think the guts are there for that. I look back to George W. Bush's, effort to privatize Social Security in 2006 or 2005 after he had won re-election. That went nowhere because people were like, no, this seems like a bad idea. I don't like this. Um, I don't know what's going to happen. Of course, I don't. But um, you know, I I can't stress enough. I have a need to take care of myself, and I also have a need to take care of my parents, and my siblings. I hope that I can work long enough to have some, money or support or whatever to help them live their lives. Um, I'm not 100% sure of that. I just said there's a 5 to 1 chance of whether I'm going to lose my job, even though like I kind of I clicked all the boxes. But that's it. This is just another wonderful rainy day installment of Radio Free Gastonia. Um, I know that most of what I've talked about is kind of sad and dark. Um, I'm a person who's prone to, kind of a little bit dark thinking about things. But I also believe in what the late Studs Terkel said, who was one of my heroes and one of the people I admire the most. It is that, like, hope dies last. Um, you know, we can get past this, like, trashy, just crass and disgusting, like, Trump and Epstein bullshit. We can get through. We've gotten through worse things before. Maybe. If we can get through the Civil War, the Great Depression, World War II, I think we can get through this. But, I do think for people who have a sense of empathy and compassion for others, who believe in the rights of workers and women and queer people to have, like, a decent life, if you believe in those things, then you can't give up. I mean, you just can't, like, declare, oh, I'm out. I guess what's started this is the South Park episode of their new season, which is so funny. Where Cartman, like, wants to kill himself because woke is dead, but also just because he likes to listen to NPR because he says Jews and lesbians, like, complain about things, and it's the funniest show. Like, we need humor and satire as well. Anyhow, I'm your beloved host, and I will see you next time. Hopefully.